commence menacing it.
Oh yeah, the second you hand it off control, the thing is it's squawking in his face, it's clawing all around him and clawing at the air around him and buffeting and trying to keep its wings from... it's definitely being a big-ass target.
I will let him do his thing. I will cast aphasia on this guy, which will turn me visible briefly. Aphasia will be silent, and then I'll spell recall vanish and cast it again.
You render the target unable to understand any language. Cool. It casts spells with verbal component. You're trying to get the wizard, aren't you?
Yes.
So
he's a wizard. Wizards tend to need to be able to say things to do things.
He normally has a +8, but because of the hex, it's a -2.
Oh yeah.
It's a 12. He's now just barfing gobbledygook as he's aphased.
Yes, and he is aphased for 5 rounds.
Okay, and it was 7 rounds for the hex. Okay, remaining for the hex.
Yep.
So he cannot speak, understand language, and he thinks that a griffin is menacing his face.
Okay, Fereosae, what are you doing?
I'll just look at him and say, it's all a bad dream. And then I'll slumber hex him.
Nice.
The DC 18.
He can't understand. It's all bad news. It's like, while this bird is looking at him.
Nap here.
All right, so you're gonna sleep hex the asshole. This is weird. You got a 21 on his save.
Oh, he makes it.
Might be the shot of adrenaline he has by the way that he was awakened.
And then I will put my head down the hole and say, come up.
Okay. At this point, let's roll initiative for the other guys for the next round. Give me 1 for Tech, 1 for Zephyros, 1 for Manny.
Tech's got a 10 here.
10. Okay. Zeph?
Zeph, I can roll that one. 13.
6, and Makronum?
Makronum's got a 2.
Okay, I'm going to sort this. Alright, Joxel gets to still go first, so he can't understand language, can't cast spells, doesn't have any of his wands. He draws the dagger and tries to stab at the griffin.
Nice. He would, wouldn't he?
He ends up striking the phantasm of the griffin, or the image of the griffin. The griffin's still there. He's now interacting with it.
It will be DC 21.
Ooh, shnikes. With his -2, he gets an 8. He thinks the griffin is real.
Oh no! Oh god, it's attacking him still!
It's squawking and he's slashing at it with his dagger, with his curved dagger. And he's going to 5-foot step this way, which is probably not the right thing to do.
Yeah, just fight it. Oh, you almost got it. Oh, I think you got it that time.
He can't even beg for mercy at this point in time. He's going slash, just making horrible noises that are barely good facsimiles for a language. Zephyros moves next, and he's on a mission. He's gonna make someone pay for all this.
Yeah,
and he trundles up to the edge and is going to attempt to, I guess,
Flaming Sphere.
find the rope.
Yes.
And then he's going to heave himself up with a strength check, because he still has movement left. So Zephyros, with a climb check, let's see, doesn't have climb, but he has the strength, +6.
He's got some strength.
It's a rope against a wall, probably a little bit more difficult given that it's invisible.
Can I get my levitate?
15. He's already up there. He just reaches to the ceiling and starts to pull himself up. His staff gets thrown into there. Excuse me, Fereosae. This appears to be a rope trick.
Oh, welcome.
I do not understand how. And he looks at the griffin as he gets out, and he picks up his stick again. So that's all. That's all he can do.
Don't mind the griffin.
Ludo.
Ludo's going to. Oh. I guess. He's gonna delay. See what Manny does.
What do you mean go up there? How did he disappear through the roof?
If you wave your arms like this over in that corner and you start feeling the rope, and if you're man enough, I guess you can climb up there.
He's gonna climb on his turn, I guess.
Or try to, Professor.
Already back to me?
Yep.
Well, I'll delay, see what happens. I mean, I'm pretty good for right now.
Alright, so your familiar isn't delaying. Your familiar is concentrating on making the griffin attack. Fereosae?
I'll Evil Eye armor class.
Okay.
Yeah. So DC 18.
Nope. Gets an 8.
-2 AC.
Bunch of its scales turn color, kind of like a purpley color, like they're pre-bruised. Mockernom. I could go up there.
Has Mockernoms going all the way up? He's like a potted plant at this point in time.
Oh, what's this place?
And you guys can't. Down below, you can't hear anything.
Right.
It's just the odd rustle of the plant because the invisible rope is moving. Manny, trying to find the thing. He's like, oh, there's a rope, but he ends up spending most of his time climbing up and then scrambling out of Zephyros' way. What the? He seems bewildered at what this place is. Top of the round, it's Joxel. I think the most.
What happened to Tech?
Oh, sorry. Tech was supposed to go after. So Tech
Oh yeah.
sprung up there, scrambled up the side of the wall, climbed to here, attacks the griffin.
Yep. Let's see. Attacks the griffin 17. Probably gives him a save.
That was
He attacked it a single time. He gets a will save, DC 21,
+4 because
I guess the professor's sigil is on the
On the back of it?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. He still believes it's
it's there.
So on his turn, he spends the time basically flanking with the snake man, attacking the illusion.
Snakes and bugs versus griffins.
Apparently, Tech doesn't like griffins. Stupid
Coming
bird
up,
mammal. Now it's Joxel's turn. Joxel still believes that the griffin is real, so continues to attack. Doesn't roll a critical hit or critical fumble, and is too bewildered at this point in time. He actually turns to Zephyros and goes, and Zephyros is like, I don't know what you said. Tech.
Hey, it's not real! Stop
Let's
attacking
do a
me!
full round this thing.
So Tech is he went up there. Yeah, he can full round it.
Hey, stop it! Stop attacking it!
A 17, a 15, a 15, a 20.
Yeah, he should be striking it, and the crawling claw is not
Fast enough for Tech's attacks, but Tech still thinks it's real, so you can deal with that later. Zephyros.
I'll continue to yell at him.
Zephyros going to make a will save versus the illusion.
What was that?
He'll make a will save versus the illusion.
Alright, Zephyros is at a +5.
And he sees my sigil.
Yep, so another +4.
25. He sees right
Hey.
through
He
it.
sees right through it, which means that he's going to beam Joxel over the head.
Alright, I've got a combat routine set up for this guy.
Ooh, the new sheet?
Yeah.
Alright, Zephyros is going to spend one of his Magus points to add his int bonus to attack.
Okay, that makes sense. Arcane accuracy +6. Let's see, is he doing anything else? Is he using a point from his Magus pool to make the weapon more magical?
I
think you could do one or the other.
Yeah, there's swift actions. He only gets one.
The arcane pool one where he makes his thing
More magical could have happened last round, so we'll do that
Okay, let's do that. Yeah,
because it
that's
lasts for a minute.
All right.
and he doesn't have power attack yet.
Does he?
He does not.
Oh,
26.
yeah. He hits the snake man very hard over the head with his massive quarterstaff.
Is that a D8 quarterstaff? They're normally D6, right? So
It is a
large
D8
Quarterstaff. Yep.
18 damage.
Wow. Okay. Joxel is not looking very happy as he got clocked over the head by that. Of course, he can't cast spells, so he's like the poor facsimile of a many-level lower warrior without the feats. Ludo, what are you doing? You delayed all the way around to your turn.
Yeah, Ludo's going to shrug after seeing that no one's fallen out of the hole or anything, so it must be
You have
successful.
desecrated my master's library.
And he's going to climb that rope.
Okay. The second you cross the threshold, there are now more than 8 creatures in the rope trick,
Damn.
and the whole thing pops, and all of you come spilling out of that one area.
Yeah! I've never broken a rope trick before.
Fereosae, I'm going to give you a fly check DC 20 to not end up in the pile, as everyone is
All right.
screwed up.
Well, that was silly.
Yes, I make it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. So you're able to kind of fly off to the side.
Before everyone comes crashing down into the same 2 squares. Your illusion
Does not cross the planar boundary.
so it's just simply gone. Now, everyone
From the fall, unless they've got some sort of fast fall ability, takes 1d6. And then people underneath Zephyros need to make a reflex save. Ludo, I think you were the one that was underneath Zephyros, so you need to make a reflex
feather
save.
fall cape help at all?
Oh, yeah, it does. You don't take the 5 damage, but you still need to make the reflex
Right,
save because
against
there's like a 1-ton elephant man coming down on top of your head.
top. Reflex. That should be decent.
It's the silliest ambush ever. We attack ourselves, we fall out of the hole.
34.
34. Oh yeah, you managed to somehow roll out of the way.
Back handspring, beautifully
right,
out of the way.
you kind of use the tree to like move forward. The rest of you, however, are in a giant pile, and Zephyros takes a couple of extra d6 because people are landing on him.
I'm just feather falling onto him. So.
Okay, Makernum is heavy, so is Tech and Joxel. So you're able to feather fall, so you are not in the pile, because you kind of like drift down and kind of walk on top of Zephyros. But everyone else that took damage because of this is not
that.
prone.
Ah, yes.
And not in combat squares, because there's too many of you
In that.
square, so something needs to give. Alright, so that was Ludo popping the bubble, so to speak. Zephyros took the brunt of that one after going upstairs and whapping.
So he took a total of 10.
Oh, was Manny down there?
Manny was
Up, okay.
And he was up, yeah.
Sorry, it's really awkward now, but
Manny took 5. Joxel Happy Snake took 5. Books are flying down. Like everything that was in the contents of that space are now kind of like being dumped down into the from where the opening was. So there's a small tidal wave of books and Joxel's equipment, and the magical brazier lights up, but it's just a light spell, including Manny, Makernum, Tech, Joxel, and of course Zephyros, who lands hard against the side of that table, sending it
kind of sprawling against the, kind of skidding across the room, and Ludo
and the professor, due to their capes and cloaks and rings, were able to get out of the way. Fereosae, of course, has wings and caught air. Professor, you're the next to act.
Ooh. How dinged up is this?
A Happy Snake?
Yeah.
He is not bloodied, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Basically. There's a book on his face, and
he's trying to get up. He's got his
dagger in his hand. He's dangerously waving it around.
He's having a bad time.
Tech's got all of his weapons against the walls, and he's trying to like block himself from falling over. Zephyros is just doing like a turtle rock, trying to get himself off. People are on top of him. Manny's like almost face down, like oh.
I'll walk over to like whatever chairs in the room, sit down, and wait for the pile to sort itself out.
The professor's having a sit. Oh, funny. Asshole. Fereosae.
I'll pull out some pipes and start bard song.
Okay. Makernum. Makernum just simply writes himself.
Everyone off Zephyros, you're hurting him.
Manny?
Yeah, Manny's gonna climb off of Zephyros and then stand up. Joxel can't quite get off Zephyros. So he is... Don't know what he can do. So I think he kind of climbs over, kind of next to Tech and behind the table here. He's still prone because he had to climb 2 squares. Zephyros is trying to get up, so he's not trying to stop him. Tech simply takes a moment to right himself, stand on top of the table, and strikes downward at Joxel.
Sounds good. Single attack from Tech. $22.
Bug skewering snake. Yep, Joxel can't put up any spells because you got him. You neutered him.
Got him good.
13 damage.
13 damage, injures the snake man. I believe now he's bloodied.
He's two-handing in general
Okay.
for his first attack. Yeah.
13, yep, he's now bloodied. Zephyros, now that everyone's off of him, stands. Joxel can take a slash at Zephyros. Instead, Joxel goes, and it's not language. It's not language.
Did anybody get that?
Kind of. Zephyros is going to stand and use another mage's point to whap Joxel over the top of the head.
That makes sense. And is his weapon still... It's like a minute per...
Yep, it is still magical.
He has to spend each round the mage's point to
Right.
to do the arcane accuracy.
All right.
He does like a backhand swing as he's getting up. No,
He puts his staff on the snake and then gets up.
using his weight.
Right. Okay. Does a 24 hit?
A 24 definitely pins Joxel to the ground.
Yes. 17 damage.
Do you submit, says Zephyros, unaware of the spell that has been cast on Joxel.
Does Joxel respond? I think that's a challenge!
Luna?
Give it to him!
The table's big enough you could scurry under the table and attack him if you wanted to.
I'm thinking of. Well, he's laying down, huh?
Yep.
Could
Oh,
lob a
I
bomb
hope you didn't
on
sell
top
it.
of him? Could I lob a bomb right on top of him?
Yeah, you might burn some of the books though. There are books everywhere. They're all open and fluttering around, pages. You definitely start a fire.
It look cool. Okay. Under feet. Would I'd be able to attack there, right?
Yeah.
Under the table.
I didn't feed them yet.
I'm going to give him a good stabbing.
Okay. With your katana.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've used my katana. Jeez.
You pull the katana and you realize that you had him at your mercy when he was sleeping.
Right. But not now.
Now he's kicking and trying to survive.
24.
Yeah, katana hits.
You're at plus 15 on the katana?
13.
Bard Song.
Oh, nice. So, super hits.
You just stab him in the leg.
You
You can still make sounds of pain.
I can't hear it. It's different. 10.
12.
12. Jesus.
You're at +2 Bard Song these days?
I have a plus 2 Bard Song now.
Heck yes.
Okay, you stab him in the leg and he passes out.
Through loss of blood and pain.
Splendid.
Let's get that seal.
Professor?
I'll pick up a book off the ground and start casually leafing through it.
There's this book that sort of rises up and then slowly turns invisible as the professor's flipping through it.
Maybe search for that seal before you finish him off. I'll linger the Bard Song.
Oh yes, that's a good idea. I'll put the book down, stand, and start rifling. Walk over and rifle through.
Okay. Makronom basically is grabbing a hold of Joxel
He's not going anywhere.
Capital.
and just sort of like goos all over his legs and sticking him to the floor. Manny is the last to act.
We keeping him alive?
No, we may need to interrogate him if the seal's gone.
Okay, he'll cast Stabilize, taking a prisoner in the name of the War God. Which means
Alright. Let's search the crap out of this pile in the corner. I've got a feeling all the good stuff is in the corner.
Yes. You find 4 magic potions, 3 scrolls. The 2 wands you nicked off of him.
Mm-hmm.
His dagger has got a minor enchantment about it. His cloak has a minor enchantment about it. His ring has a minor enchantment about it.
I think we'll remove all of those. For squatting in Zephyros' house, clearly his possessions are forfeit.
Yeah.
You he has a headband that is radiating magic. It looks like 2 snakes rearing at each other.
Nice. Oh man, I hope it's an int headband.
And he is carrying a spellbook.
Ooh!
Delightful.
You know the rope trick's in there. Or it's in one of those wands.
Fereosae, you notice that there is a rope in the corner that no one else can see.
I will coil that rope up.
Okay.
And try and find like a little bow to tie around it.
Sure, yeah, there's lots of like strings and things from the bindings of the books and maybe some fancy bookmarks and other stuff in the room that you could easily tie around it. Worst comes to worst, take a strip of his clothing.
And then I'm just going to put it in my pack.
Okay. What are you doing with... you do find that in his pocket there is a royal seal.
Hey! Alright, we
Is
can
that
kill
what,
him now.
On a 10-foot rope?
It is a 10-foot rope.
Well, we found what we needed. Tech, I suppose you want some meat at some point, huh?
Are we slaughtering him for meat? No.
No?
He's learned his lesson, Zephyros.
I don't know that he has.
Also,
Remove the.
I don't know if Zephyros is the kind of person to bash someone's head in when they're knocked out.
no, I think he'll wait until they wake up and then bash the head in, maybe, but yeah.
Yep. After stripping the snake man of all of his things, Zephyros just picks him up and is just gonna toss him outside. I think a wizard without his spellbook is a pretty decent punishment
On these streets?
on the mean streets of the Slough.
Yeah.
during the riots.
Dark times, yeah. I think he's pretty not in good shape, yeah. But I mean, he's already been robbed, so like, can't really double rob him. Like, take his
You'd be surprised.
snake dignity.
You will think twice about coming back here again.
You told him not to.
I did,
Look at him now.
indeed.
What were those wands you pulled off of Ludo?
Ooh, let's find out. I think these will go better in your hands anyways, as I hand them over to the professor.
Oh, you want to know what the treasure is? I got it.
Yeah, did you paste it in?
I don't know, I can type it up though.
Thank you. Add it to our broken Warhammer pieces.
Yep.
We worked.
Are you
on it.
identifying these things, or are you?
I think we're gonna hang out here for a minute until we figure out. I guess we'll probably go to the cantina next to find where Spider is at. We've recovered our seal nicely.
I think that's probably true.
That was
All right.
fun.
The headband of the happy snake.
I'm also curious what books the snake was interested in.
Yeah.
And I think Zephyros would be curious too.
Yeah, it appears that
He may have just pulled out some of the more interesting books about Arcana. Zephyros mutters that perhaps we should, given the state of things, move his master's library back to Malabella.
Capital idea. Macronom,
Yes, I think so.
all of this for keeping?
You want me to keep all the books?
All of the books, please. If you can handle them without throwing up, that is.
He might have a limit, says Zephyros.
True. We may be able to find it right now.
I don't know if I can eat them all, but I sure can try.
Go to town, little buddy.
Zephyros goes over to the professor. He's going to stick
His
his
staff against him. You realize that he is part bag of holding.
Yes.
Bags of holdings can rupture when they're full.
Oh. Rupture? I thought.
And I'll keep this one. Blah, 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 blah. And I'll keep this one for the professor to blah, blah, blah.
Hold on, Macronom, hold on. Rupture? I thought they just regurgitated everything inside.
Are you willing to risk that with our little friend here?
Can I do a check of how much I know about
Arcana?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna use my brain.
We can stack them all up and push them through a door.
Also true. 22. How confident am I in this?
22. The DC to
identify a bag of holding is 24, so you know they can be ruptured, you just don't know how.
I suppose you're right. Hold on, Macronom, hold on. Yes, we should stack them up and send them over to the hut. We can collect them on our way back to the villa.
Zephyros' master's library was not quite as wondrous as what you found belonging to Baba Yaga. There are some suitable books here that are the beginnings of a good, or actually could act as a research library for spells.
Ooh, does our research library have a plus anything at this point?
What do you mean?
The research library in the VIA. I don't think it does.
I don't think we've got books that constitute a research library yet.
No, I think if we add them to our library, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a great idea.
Yep, you can research first level spells, arcane spells with this library.
How would we annotate that on? I guess we can once we get.
You could first level arcane.
Research library would be the way to annotate that.
Can I just add a tag to the villa's map?
Yep.
There's a text.
Tool that you can add into there.
Okay.
Alright, the headband of the Happy Snake. Give me a spellcraft roll. Or what is the total spellcraft that you guys have?
I've got plus 15.
I can auto-wait on spellcraft.
Zephyros can auto-wait as well. 19. 1d20 plus 19.
23 is the DC.
35.
It is called the Headband of the Happy Snake. It grants you a +2 enhancement bonus to intelligence.
Yeah! In bonus!
The skill that is inside of it, you don't enhancement bonuses you don't spend skill points from. You get max in whatever skill is inside of it. Its skill is Knowledge Nature. And it has the additional ability of +2
Charisma checks
to handle, or +2 handle animal
for reptiles.
Ah, okay, yeah, that
and
seems reasonable.
snakes. Yeah. Stance bonus to handle animal, reptiles, and snakes.
And I'll put slash, what is it called? Wild empathy. It's like a snake handler's
Circlet.
Well, I'm guessing we all want that one.
The Green Eye Ring is a ring of protection +2 with a +2 competence bonus to perception checks, which didn't help him very well when he was fucking sleeping.
No, it didn't.
Well, it's -5 when you're like conked out, and you guys were like, we're creeping around at 30. He's like, there's nothing wrong. He's been here for days. He's been reading through books that he thinks are his now.
He thinks he's safe,
He
man.
just thinks he's safe.
He's
He
good.
just thinks he's safe.
What could possibly go
What
wrong?
could possibly go wrong? Yep. There is a +1 dagger, medium-sized. There's a cloak of resistance, +2. Amulet of natural armor +1. What did I say? A bunch of potions and scrolls.
And two
wands.
4 potions, 3 scrolls, 2 wands.
Oh, that aphasia spell's I've never had a chance to use that before. I thought about taking it off the spell list this morning when I was doing prep. Oh man. Nice hitting him with the hex there, Fereosae. That was...
It was fun. I like hexing things.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, a potion of Cat's Grace, a potion of Cure Moderate Wounds, a potion of Tongues, and a potion of Fly.
That potion of tongues didn't help him, huh?
No, he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
That's one hell of a way to wake up.
I'm babbling and fucking wake up in the middle of a stroke.
Little tiny guy has your wands and rolls out of the room.
Well, the big bird you can't see through.
What is happening? Having a stroke, being attacked by a griffin, being thieves. Suddenly you're dropped from your dimension room and just into the ground where a bunch of people hold you on and stab you.
Oh, so good. Ooh, is this the spell book?
This is his spell book.
What do we got in here?
I am adjusting now.
Obscuring mists. Glitter dust. Knock. We don't have knock.
Arcane lock is second, right?
I think so. Let's see here.
Oh, here's Dimension Door.
Arcane Lock is second, yeah.
Enervation. I've never heard of that. Damn. Temporary negative levels? Instantaneous?
Oh, Enervation's a good,
Ah, that's huge.
yeah.
What school is Innovation?
Man, I can't see anything.
Ooh, necromancy! Witch can get that one too.
Battle Book of the Happy Snake.
Oh, nice.
Not so happy now. Ooh, lightning bolt.
Like every spell is ooh this, ooh that, ooh.
I'm easy to please.
Well, you're a wizard. It's like, fucking spells!
Is Rope Trick in there?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
Hey, while my See Invis is still up, I'm going to actually identify the rope and see if it's anything more than an invisible rope.
Okay, it is an invisible rope.
A la Ring of Invisibility.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, command word activate.
Yep.
Nice.
Does it become visible when it takes a hostile action?
It would have to animate an attack of its own accord, which he has the spell for. It's called Animate Rope.
Let's do that.
Is 22 enough to know the command word on that?
Ring of Invisibility, I believe, is 3rd level, so yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make it currently visible.
Okay. It is a fancy-looking 10-foot length of rope that looks more ornamental than anything else.
Careful, Pharisee! That thing's dangerous! Choke you if you're not looking!
Yes. No, I saw you, Professor.
The crawling claws kind of poking at your wound.
Ouch!
Shall we spend the night here then?
Oh, I'm still feeling a bit fresh. That only took a couple moments. Shall we head to the cantina? See if we can find this spider fellow?
I would like to move these books to the safety of the hut first.
Okay, let's do that. Get them piled up. What were those wands again?
Let's not do it when the snake can see. Did we send the snake off?
We threw him in the street, like trash.
Okay.
Episode guides?
What were the wands? Wand of...
What would Snake Man have for his 2 belt wands?
Wand of
Wand of
Feeblement?
Get your ass whooped like a sucker.
Rope and get your shit, bro.
A wand of Raven Feeblement, caster level 3, 12 charges.
doggy.
Should be DC, 'cause it's only first level spell. I think DC 12. No, DC 11. That's lame. And a wand. Magic missile.
The old standby.
Caster level 5.
Ooh, that's a lot of missiles.
38 charges in it.
Oh, damn, that thing's got some beef still in it. That thing's freshly made.
It's too bad he couldn't use it because he didn't have them. Then he couldn't speak the command words because he was a phased. Aphasia. Okay, so that is some good treasure off of a 7th level wizard.
Yeah, that's some great treasure.
Indeed. We've got 2 amulets of natural armor +1 right now. Those should be worn by somebody.
Yes.
Tech seems like a really likely candidate, and Zephyros, if he doesn't already have one.
I think that's probably the right 2.
Do they have?
Zephyros doesn't have one.
I think definitely him. Let's see what Tech's got going
Tech
on.
does not have one.
I think
Neither of them do.
easy call on that one. I mean, I'm assuming the 3 of us are interested in the Happy Snake headband.
I already have a headband that I made for myself. I want to upgrade mine.
I definitely am interested in anything that boosts my int.
Yeah, I think you and Zephyros are going to be interested in that.
Yeah.
When wizards come to your house.
You can take their shit.
I think Zephyros should probably take the Wand of Magic Missiles. He uses that a good amount. Like, he already has one he uses, and I tend to not take hostile actions.
Sure.
You jam all the potions on Ludo?
How do I refresh this?
It's probably not a bad idea. Do you get any kind of bonus from taking potions, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, the professor's not opposed to taking a Cure Moderate Wounds potion, but maybe not the best person to have one. I try to just not take damage, so.
Try as you will.
Who needs a Cloak of Resistance? Where's that? Back?
That is your shoulder slot. And a lot of you already have resist items.
Okay.
So you guys you spend some time here. You arrived at the apartment probably at 6. It was 6:30 before you went across the street. It's now like 7 or 8 at night. You've gathered all the books up into big stacks.
We're gonna have to do this in a couple trips, probably.
Yeah. Just really wipe sweat off my face. Or Ludo.
Are we doing anything else tonight? If not, I could probably help us do this pretty quick.
We could go to the cantina, see what they know what's going on.
I think it's probably we should do some investigating there. The sooner we're done with that, the sooner Malbut can be at ease. He's getting a bit weird around the house.
Yes, I'm sure we will need to pay our way in, but we could do that.
You might want to know that he's being summoned by the Queen.
Oh, was his name on that letter too?
Pass it around.
Malbut.
Oh, yes, right.
Oh, yes.
Zephyros just takes a book out of Tech's hands. He was chewing on the book. He just takes it out of his hands, puts it down in the pile.
Is there any kind of like chest or trunk we could pile all these into, and then Zephyros and Manny carry through?
I think it's going to be just heaving books through, like a chain gang. They did pack what room they had in their backpacks. Makronom ate some.
Could we pile them all by the door and then like push them all through the door and jump through?
Could we levitate the pile?
You could levitate a single thing.
Damn it.
And stack other things on top of it?
Right.
Yup.
Can we tie it together?
Turn this table upside down.
Very good. Make a sled or something? Or
Yep. Okay, so you turn the big ass table upside down, you stack the books pretty high along the table, strapping them in. You're pretty sure you could just sledge the whole table through the open doorway.
Let's do it.
let's get to slide.
You want to do your levitate?
I guess. Unless you're saying you're not strong enough.
I know Zephyros is.
I'll pull out my levitate, like it's a powder.
Yep.
Like a salt shaker.
Okay,
onto
so
it.
you shake it all around. Is this the levitate that you made with your mixing spoon?
Yes.
Okay, so, hey, the thing's levitating. The thing's levitating. It then heaves to the ceiling and crashes into the ceiling and then falls to the ground. Wow!
I knew it was gonna rock it up.
and then proceeds to do that again. On the second time, hit the ceiling. Books are flying everywhere. It's working. And then on this table, when it hits the ground, shatters into a bunch of pieces. Your hard-earned work of books everywhere. Zephyros, a fucking page flies by his unamused face. That worked.
Pretty cool, huh?
It was. Everyone's against the wall. Thankfully, it's not a combat situation. None of you were really close to the table.
That was something.
I think I might. I'm gonna pull out my formula page. 2 scoops. I'm not sure what I did wrong.
Can I like spellcraft why that went awry?
He just. Yeah, sure.
What was it? 15. 34.
It was a mishap in potion form.
Mishap. Do I know what is that like a thing?
Scrolls can mishap. Yep.
Can I look that up?
No, it's just a magical accident.
Okay.
An accident.
Some sort of accident there.
Zephyros is still staring at Ludo.
Well, I suppose we should find another table, or how about the door on your back? Shall we just use that as a makeshift table?
Zephyros just blinks. Manny slowly takes the door off of his shoulders. Zephyros is still staring at Ludo. Is that what the elfin does when he gets mad? He's just looking at you.
Oops.
I'll spell recall the unseen servant and put him to work gathering the books up.
You end up finding a couple of pieces of furniture this time. They're big pieces of furniture. They'll end up adorning Zephyros' bedroom. Effectively, when you open up the key to the hut, you're able to ferry these pieces of furniture covered in books quickly back and forth before it shuts. However, there's a percentile roll, not a percentile.
What are we down to?
Oh god.
I'm on it.
D75.
25.
Okay. The hut is empty, save for Vladimir. When you guys move all the books into the hut, And then I'm assuming you guys head back to Villa Malavella?
Yeah, I think we'll just enter directly through the library door.
Okay.
Closest to, so you don't have to haul the books
Throughout all the library?
Yeah.
That is awesome and lazy.
Bet your ass.
Exactly.
More time for drinking. Okay, so you are able to move everything into the Phoenix study, right beside the Scrivener's room, and you guys now have a first level arcane research library.
Oh, yeah, I put the label in the library itself. I don't know if you want to move that over.
Oh, yeah, that's where the library is? Cool.
Have you guys learned how to control the caryatids, or?
Yeah, you have to have a Malavella symbol.
Oh,
That prevents them from attacking us. It doesn't give us control, but it does prevent them from attacking.
okay, so a couple of people stand guard as other people shovel books, and then they quickly.
If I need to, I'll summon 2 unseen servants and have them poke the statues while we work.
Okay. You've absconded with Zephyros's remaining, or the wealth that was remaining at Zephyros's master's home. Now it is just an empty home with a very large broken table in it.
Oh no! I kind of had a feeling it was like it's gonna rocket off. How else does levitate go?
So Ludo's like, you think you did the formula right? Like you're very confused with why this did not work. It is now, by the time you've gathered up the books twice and moved them all through, probably 9:30 at night, maybe 10.
Perfect time to head down to the bar, I think.
We're thirsty.
Okay, how are you traveling to the to the establishment?
I think we're gonna use the key again.
And where are you going to appear into?
Probably back into the room we came from.
And they just walk down the street?
Yeah. Right? Does that seem reasonable?
Well,
Or we
you do
can
know the
appear.
attic of the.
Oh yeah, you want to
side.
just appear in the attic of. You're muted, Matt. You're still muted. You're still muted. Maybe he's
Matt?
not talking to us.
No green bars.
Hello, Matt.
We would bypass the entry fee if we go
That's
into the
very
attic.
true. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly.
And they're almost certainly not up there because it's still cursed with a ghost.
Yes.
It's the perfect.
Ah, perfect. I like your attitude.
Are you saying anything to Malbut? Malbut's now kind of hanging around because he sees you guys moving books in, and Zephyros has set out a couple books, and
He says, like,
Right.
these are good primers.
you've moved some of the furniture into the big man's room.
Malbut, perhaps you want to come with us? We're gonna go sort out that spider situation.
Also,
Oh, Malbut's finally needed, is he?
Yes, yes, of course. You were always
Praise be the god of many hands.
Yes, praise be him.
we heard back from Bukerbeck.
Didn't feel too good saying that out loud. It was kind of like sacrilege against your own personal beliefs.
Against me,
Yep.
against my beliefs in myself.
Yes. Didn't feel very good in your mouth when you said those words.
No, even sarcastically.
Yep. Chelsea's ironically attacking a spider in the corner. She's like eating it by the time she comes back. Which means technically you ate a spider.
Right.
Or weird, I don't know how
Yeah.
your skin did. It's so weird.
We're going to take care of Spider so you know where his lair is.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Malbut will go and get his battle gear on.
Oh, splendid. Be quick about it.
Are you coming with us then?
He gives you a frightful look, yes,
But he doesn't.
want to.
It's good, because we heard back from Bukerbeck as well.
Oh?
Yes?
Welcome back, my old friend.
Do you know who that item belonged to that Bukerbeck was selling?
jewelry. It had a symbol of an imp and a symbol of a fairy dragon, if I remember correctly.
Indeed, it belongs to the Queen. And the Queen has summoned us. And you.
Does Malbut know about the death of the king? Have you guys told him anything?
I don't think so.
Now, this is a bit fraught because, of course, the king is dead. And instead of being in stone, as it is the time for, the Queen is sitting upon the throne.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why there's been all the fires in the distance, you see.
Fires?
Riots, city in turmoil, capital
He's got to
time.
save you.
He nods.
The Slough is even more of a shithole than normal. If you can believe it.
Bobs his head up and down, and he kind of sputters out of the room and goes and gets his stuff. He's looking really nervous when he returns later with his armor on and all of his belongings on his back.
Well, shall
You'll be
we?
fine.
Do you want to sign a contract beforehand?
For Malbut services?
He's almost begging you.
Sure, for old times.
I'd love to.
Let's sign some contracts.
I'm chaotic, which means that I don't like contracts, but I'm chaotic, which means that I don't really honor them either.
Alright, he has one prepared where he's like, he's going to provide healing services for all of you, and you're going to pay
Finding
him,
things makes him happy, then...
you're going to pay him a nominal fee. Manny just makes his mark. Tech basically eats part of the paper.
No, Jack, no.
Ludo, do you make your mark? Yes. Okay. I'm assuming Fereosae does by that statement.
Yes.
Oh, you are making Malbut so happy today.
No, here you go,
Yes, that was the
Malbut.
goal.
Yes, contracts, oh, it's so much fun.
I don't know how to write.
Just
Oh,
make
Tech.
an M here.
Okay.
That's good enough. Zephyros makes his mark.
By the way, you have a few books that belong in this library?
Oh, yes, Tech. The books you were keeping.
Oh, for keeping for the profession.
There you go. Yeah, all right.
Okay, it just keeps on going until like 30 books are 30 books are down. Thank you, Macronom, says Zephyros.
Nice and clean, as always.
In the South African accent that I can't do.
Well, contracts are signed, books are regurgitated. Off to the attic.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
D74.
I'm going again.
Ooh.
Oh god. It finally happened.
Something finally happened.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
And just for kind of just for giggles, should we go ahead and divide up the magic items that are usable before Marty says anything else?
I think we should.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't mind taking that headband, or we should give it to Neil. I think the wands should go to Neil.
I already sent the magic missile wand to Neil, and I sent a lower level magic missile wand to you because Neil's got 3 of them now.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, the enfeeblement one, probably I'd have the best time of using it because of the DC thing I got going on with wands.
Oh yes, done. Yeah. All right, so it's on your sheet now. I think that ring of protection that gives a bonus to perception checks might go to Ludo.
So it's, yeah, giving him increased perception checks is a good idea.
Yeah, and he's in a position where he might get hit.
Yes.
So let me send that over to Ludo. And I am going to steal back his Ring of Protection +1.
Okay. Your perception checks just went